And education, I think we all agree, is the ultimate tool of empowerment, don't we? I mean, there are economic inequalities and social challenges, and from time to time, good, well-intentioned programs, we try to address them. At the end of the day, the way you address them ultimately is by giving every child the capability to address those problems, himself or herself, through a quality education. So if you agree that education is the ultimate tool of empowerment, and if you agree that ever since the country decades ago wrote a document that said nation at risk, which meant kids at risk, which means future at risk, and you say to yourself, well, the paradigm hasn't shifted much, has it? We're still talking about education reform. We're still trying to figure out ways to empower these children with better education. So maybe we should change the paradigm, understanding that the school system is an integral part of it, but there are many other influences that need to be brought to bear, and that's what Ready by 21 is talking about. Now, two personal experiences that drive me to the conclusion that this is a good model. We're quite confident that we'll succeed, but we need everybody to join in and to support it. The first is the notion that you drive the decision and you drive the engagement from the highest level down to the grassroots level. As Dick pointed out, you drive it back home. You get people in that community worrying about the kids all around town. We had a very successful program when I was governor of Pennsylvania that was community-based. The reason it was successful was it was community-based. Everybody undertook to solve a particular problem or problems in the community because they were all affected by it. Well, there's no greater problem in a community than the challenge of providing quality education experiences for kids. The second experience is when I had the privilege of serving as Secretary of Homeland Security. It was a federal agency, but I think it's a national mission. Everybody's got a role to play. Well, I think everybody has a role to play in supporting education, and beyond just the formal education, the empowerment of children with positive life experiences as they go through adolescence. Because it's in our community and our country's long-term best interest that we be so engaged, because children will learn as much as adults are willing to take the time to teach them. Trouble is, not enough adults are willing to take the time to teach them. We just kind of look to the educational establishment and say, it's your job. It's everybody's job. Everybody's got a role to play. Not that we want people necessarily spending 24 hours a day, 7 days a week teaching, because we got professionals that are prepared to do that. But there are other factors and other people and other organizations in the community that have a vital role. And Ready by 21 thinks in terms of the community and pulling everybody in for that purpose. And coordination isn't enough, folks. Coordination isn't enough. Before I was Secretary of Homeland Security, I happened to be Special Assistant to the President for Homeland Security, and the job was to kind of coordinate all the agencies. You can go so far and you can have a certain amount of success when you're coordinating, but you better integrate and you better bring people together in a much more formal way in order to advance whatever your goal is in a much more effective way. So this is about integrating resources at the local level, which I think is certainly a significant shift in how we think about empowering our kids. And then finally, and Dick and I will be the first ones to share with you, we're looking for leaders, but you don't have to be elected in a community to be a leader. I mean, we're not looking for just elected officials, although we got the National Council of State Legislators, and they're critically important to this effort, and got all kinds of elected officials who talk about it, but we're looking for leaders at the local level. In the academic community, the nonprofits, the corporate community, to step up, join hands, and say, look, the future of this community is dependent upon how well we raise the kids here, and how well we educate them, and how well we use non-traditional approaches to empower them through good life experiences, positive experiences, educational and otherwise. And that's what Ready by 21 is all about. Someone said, I think Karen mentioned it today, everybody's got a passion about this, but we want passion with precision. We want to understand what works, what doesn't work. If it works, we want to replicate it. If it doesn't work, we want to figure out why it doesn't, and if we like it enough, correct it so it works.